Paddling in winter can be amazing. Snow and ice create beautiful landscapes, and in the cold season in general, small boats and watercraft often don't go out on the water. So you might have peaceful landscapes to yourselves while paddling with an amazing ambience. And for the more adventurous paddler, it might be fun and a special challenge to paddle in falling snow and cold wind. But overall, for a paddler, staying warm and comfortable is nice during the trip, and frankly, a matter of safety. Cold water, ice, or cold air temperatures are dangers to take seriously. And as a paddler in cold water, you always need to be prepared for a scenario when you might unintentionally end up in the water, capsizing with your kayak or falling off your stand-up paddleboard. You'll be much more vulnerable unless you have proper clothing and gear, and in really cold water, you could immediately be affected by cold shock, unintentionally breathe in water, or find your ability to move quickly decrease as your muscles get affected by the cold of the water. This is no joke. Experienced paddlers are usually well aware of this, but many beginning paddlers aren't necessarily aware of how serious things can get quickly. So make sure that you're well protected, prepared, and make your safety assessments when you're out in the cold season. You need to be dressed so that you can withstand not only the immediate impact of falling into cold water, but unless you're always paddling immediately by land, you also need to prepare for being in the water for a longer amount of time. And without proper protection, we're talking about a dry suit or at least a thick wetsuit here, a long time is everything beyond a couple of minutes, or even less than that. You also need to be prepared to help your fellow paddler or paddlers in case they end up in the water. Never go out without wearing your PFD. In the cold season, this would mean a life vest or a life jacket. The flotation it provides is critical in cold water. In addition, it actually provides a bit of extra isolation that you should also take into account when planning your clothing. Depending on where you paddle, you might also end up unintentionally stranded on land if the wind or weather suddenly gets worse, or if there's damage to your kayak or sup. On an everyday basis, even if nothing goes wrong, as hopefully it doesn't, if you're prepared and plan well, paddling in the cold season can be just that, cold. And it's no fun being miserable out on the water because you're underdressed, or freezing when you get up on land when you're no longer moving and you find you don't have enough clothing, but still need to pack up and sort out your gear before heading home. Much better to have extra clothing to reinforce so you're comfortable throughout.